What would you die for? Throughout history, countless individuals have faced this profound question, but perhaps none more dramatically than the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. These men, who walked with Jesus and witnessed his ministry firsthand, would ultimately give their lives for their unwavering faith. Their stories of martyrdom would inspire generations of believers and shape the course of Christianity forever. Let's journey back to the first century, where the early Christian church faced intense persecution. The apostles, once simple men, fishermen, tax collectors, and traders, had been transformed by their experiences with Jesus. After witnessing the resurrection, they embarked on dangerous missions to spread the gospel throughout the Roman Empire and beyond. James, son of Zebedee, was the first apostle to face martyrdom. In 44 AD, King Herod Agrippa ordered his execution by sword in Jerusalem, as recorded in Acts 12, verse 2. James's death marked the beginning of a wave of persecution against the early church leaders. Peter, the outspoken fisherman who had once denied Jesus 3 times, faced his death in Rome around 64-67 AD during Emperor Nero's persecution of Christians. According to traditional accounts, Peter requested to be crucified upside down, feeling unworthy to die in the same manner as his Lord. The Vatican was later built upon what is believed to be his burial site. The fate of Andrew, Peter's brother, took him to Greece. There, he continued preaching despite threats to his life. Historical records suggest he was crucified on an X-shaped cross in Patras. The diagonal cross later became known as St. Andrew's Cross and appears on several national flags today. Philip brought the gospel to modern-day Turkey and met his end in the city of Hierapolis. Ancient sources tell us he was crucified and stoned to death for converting the wife of a Roman proconsul to Christianity. Archaeological excavations have uncovered what's believed to be Philip's tomb in Hierapolis, lending credibility to these accounts. Bartholomew, also known as Nathanael, traveled as far as India and Armenia. Traditional accounts describe his martyrdom in Armenia, where he was flayed alive and then beheaded for converting the king's brother to Christianity. While the details are difficult to verify historically, his influence in Armenia is commemorated to this day. Thomas, famous for his initial doubt about Jesus' resurrection, journeyed to India where he established several churches. According to Indian Christian tradition, he was martyred near Chennai, Madras, in 72 AD, killed by spear thrusts. The presence of ancient Christian communities in India provides compelling evidence of his ministry there. Matthew, the former tax collector who wrote the first gospel, preached in Ethiopia. Various traditions suggest he was martyred by sword in Ethiopia, though some accounts place his death in Persia. His gospel continues to be one of our primary sources about Jesus' life and teachings. James, son of Alphaeus, often called James the Less to distinguish him from James, son of Zebedee, reportedly preached in Egypt. According to tradition, he was stoned and then clubbed to death. While historical details are sparse, his dedication to spreading the gospel is undisputed. Thaddeus, also known as Judas, not Iscariot, took the message of Jesus to Edessa and Armenia. Traditional accounts suggest he was martyred in Beirut or Edessa by arrows. Though details vary in different traditions, his missionary work in these regions is well documented. Simon the Zealot, whose political views once advocated overthrow of Roman rule, ironically died preaching peace through Christ. Various traditions place his martyrdom in different locations, Persia, Iberia, or Britain, suggesting the vast reach of his ministry. John, the beloved disciple, stands alone as the only apostle believed to have died naturally of old age. Exiled to the island of Patmos, he wrote the Book of Revelation before passing away in Ephesus around 100 AD. His long life allowed him to provide crucial leadership to the early church and write several New Testament books. The 12th apostle, Judas Iscariot, met a tragic end by suicide after betraying Jesus, as recorded in Matthew 27:5. He was replaced by Matthias, who, according to tradition, was martyred in Ethiopia. These deaths weren't meaningless tragedies, they were powerful testimonies that transformed the ancient world. Consider this: these men had personally witnessed Jesus' ministry, death, and resurrection. They had nothing to gain materially by maintaining their testimony, yet they chose death over denying what they had seen and believed. Their martyrdom provides compelling evidence for the truth of their message. People might die for something they believe to be true, but are mistaken about. However, these men died for what they had personally witnessed. They knew whether their claims about Jesus were true or false, and they chose to die rather than recant. The impact of their sacrifice continues to resonate. The early Christian church grew rapidly despite, or perhaps because of, these martyrdoms. As Tertullian, an early Christian author, famously wrote, "The blood of martyrs is the seed of the church." The apostles' deaths remind us that faith often comes at a cost. In various parts of the world today, Christians still face persecution for their beliefs. The apostles' example of unwavering commitment continues to inspire believers facing similar challenges. Archaeological discoveries continue to support many details of these accounts. From Peter's tomb beneath the Vatican to Philip's burial site in Hierapolis, physical evidence helps corroborate traditional stories of the apostles' final days. While some details remain unclear due to the passage of time, the core narrative of their faithful martyrdom is well established in both church tradition and historical records. These 12 men, who began as ordinary individuals, transformed the world through their extraordinary commitment. Their lives and deaths testify to the power of unwavering faith and the cost of discipleship. Through their sacrifice, they left an indelible mark on human history and established a foundation for the Christian faith that continues to influence millions today. Their stories challenge us to examine our own convictions and what we're willing to sacrifice for what we believe. While most of us won't face martyrdom, their example inspires us to live with similar courage, dedication, and unwavering faith in our daily lives.